So the garden is going very well. And I want to talk about that a little bit. So let me give you a synopsis of what I'm going to be talking about today. It's going to be about the garden that I'm growing, the community garden, and the power that I have amongst other people that I meet in person, and the way that I communicate with people to allow for them to be in my space, me being in their spaces, and it just being a complete total vibe. And we kind of like sleeping on that right there. So if that interests you, please stick around. If not, enjoy your day, okay? Oh, sorry. On to the news. So, as you may or may not know, I have been planting a community garden. Last year, if you want to check my shorts, I was all up and down that garden right there. I saw a lot of things grow and a whole bunch of stuff go to seed. If you saw all those cucumbers, I had like 80 plus cucumbers, 100 bits of okra, and it was all a learning process. Did I take 75 feet by 100 feet and plot out all that land? I did, baby, I did. Was it fun? It was a learning experience. And have I learned a lot? Absolutely did. I learned a whole bunch. So much so that I'm here talking about it now. But it was a necessary thing for me to be able to learn from that, because if I didn't learn from everything that I learned from failing at that garden right there, I wouldn't be able to improve on the garden that I'm growing right now. The garden I'm growing right now is going to be 20 feet wide, and it's going to be 300 feet long. 300 feet long. Yeah, 300 feet long. I should have about 6 rows for each, I do believe. Sorry. I should have about 10 or 20 rows. Anyway, it all depends on the type of utility thingy he's going to be using to till the ground and all that kind of stuff. But the community garden has officially begun in spirit. It has begun. And then I realized the people that I'm in community with, right, that actually want to buy from me. And well, honestly, I don't want to like even sell the food. I want to give the food away, because we're entering very different times. We're currently in, well, daylight savings time is a dunzo, so we're not in dark times, but you know, we're in tumultuous times where food insecurity is on the rise. And I want to make sure everyone has food. That is my most important goal right now. If I can reap a profit from it, all's the more better. But I realize that a lot of this, people are really looking forward to me actually growing things this year. They're like, oh, your garden this year. You really been putting in work. I'm looking forward to actually buying some of your produce. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got about 15 people who actually want to buy from me. 15 people actually want to buy produce from me continually. And I'm growing stuff that's going to be producing. Like, you know, you put a head of cabbage, like a seed. You know how a cabbage is grown in the ground, right? Sprouts up, boom, there we are. She's beautiful, but you can only pick her once, and that's it. Everything I'm growing is something that can produce things continually. It's pulling nutrients, it's pulling from the ground, it's continually growing. You pick, it grows. Pick, grow, pick, grow. Anyway, yeah. And I realized that I'm going to have clientele. I'm actually going to have clientele. I have clientele right now. And that's something right there. And it's causing me to be able to also reflect, but realize that I have people that are really looking forward to this. They're looking forward to buying, you know, food cheap. And a wonderful, wonderful woman that I know, I won't tell you, but she sells eggs. Her name starts with a W. If you ever watched this, yes, your name starts with a W. Yes, you are a wonderful person. You were absolutely magnanimous. You wonderful being you. Your mother raised a wonderful person, and I hope all the wonderful things in the world happen for you. Hopefully you have a wonderful trip out of country, scuba diving with your husband. Your meeting story was absolutely wonderful. Anyway, but just realizing that there's weight behind this right here. I need to succeed. I have to succeed when it comes to this garden. And I've wanted for this to be a reality, and all I have to do is be myself. And I realized I've been sleeping on the energy that I give off and the conversations that I can have with people. And the energy, like the vibes, is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And I've really been sleeping on them right there. We're all meant for good things. We're all meant to enjoy, to be able to have wonderful experiences. But like, I've really been sleeping on who I am. I think I keep forgetting who I am and putting myself in a small box. That is not what's supposed to be happening. But apparently I do it. But this garden that I'm growing, both spiritually and physically and also mentally, is going to produce fruit that everyone is looking forward to See, it's incredible. It is. And I'm glad that I built the community and also am building the community. Hopefully you're part of the community that I'm growing. All you have to do is ask and you shall receive, right? So if you're not part of the community, subscribe, like, all the good stuff. Comment. What would you like to grow in a garden if you have the opportunity, if you have the chance? And do you like making community what other people do, like forming community? What's your thoughts on that? Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I've probably taken up too much time, honestly. But something to think about, something to chew on. I'm gonna leave that for you to chew on. Anyway, I'll give you back your face and I'll talk to you later, okay? All right. Later.
To the hoop, push through it. Get to it. Showstopper, you the champ, let's do it. Moving state to state, I'ma show you how to play. I just